Topic 5 would be creativity and the business idea. At the end of this topic, students will be able to identify the various sources of ideas for new ventures, discuss methods available for creating and generating new venture ideas, discuss creativity and the technique for creative problem solving, discuss the aspects of the product planning and development process. To start a new venture, ideas are required to be identified or created and developed. These ideas cannot just be a brainwave. It has to be tapped from different sources. Such ideas have to be analyzed for its practical application and acceptance. This requires a lot of study and research. The more the time an entrepreneur spends for this, less will be the failure rate when the idea is launched into a concept. All business associates like bankers, creditors, customers, competitors, and investors act as sources of information from whom not only ideas are generated but also developed through a product planning process. When this process is done with diligence, the launch of the product will usually be successful. An entrepreneur should never simply follow a market trend. Rather, he should be an innovator. When trends are followed at some time, markets become saturated and there will be no scope for expansion. But when there is uniqueness and innovation, an entrepreneur will become a market leader. This also will prove his risk-taking ability. Now, what are the sources of ideas for new ventures? Some very frequently used sources are as follows. Consumers. Ideas should be generated from consumers either informally or by formal arrangement to express their opinions. These ideas just generated should represent a large market to support a venture. Another source are existing companies. A formal method of establishing and monitoring competitive products and services on the market would uncover ways to improve the present situation and make the product more appealing in the market. Distribution channels and channel members can also provide as sources. They give frequent suggestions on new products and also help in marketing these products. Federal government. The official gazette published weekly by the US Patent Office summarizes each patent granted and lists all patents available for license or sale. Whenever new regulations are set by government, it paves way for new ideas to be incorporated. Research and development. An entrepreneur's own research and development, or by using specialized skills of a research team, it can be a good source for development of a new venture. The methods of generating ideas. In spite of having various sources of information available, sometimes ideas have to be generated. One such method is through focus groups. They have been used since 1950s. Here, a group of individuals provide information in a structured format. A moderator leads a group of people through an open, in-depth discussion rather than simply asking questions to solicit participant response. The focus is on either a directive or non-directive manner. The group can be 8 to 14 who respond through their likes and dislikes. Brainstorming. This method generates new product ideas based on the fact that people can be stimulated to greater creativity by meeting with others and participating in organized group experiences. This may result in a good idea emerging, The rules to be followed are no criticism, no negative comments, the wilder the idea the better, and more ideas. To encourage quantity of ideas, combination of ideas, and to form a new idea out of these combinations. It should be fun, with no one dominating or inhibiting the discussion. Problem inventory analysis. It is a method by obtaining new ideas and solutions by focusing on problems. Instead of generating new ideas, customers are given a list of problems in a general product category, and they are asked to identify and discuss products in this category that has the particular problem. So what is creative problem solving technique? Creativity is an important attribute of a successful entrepreneur. But this tends to decline with age, cultural, emotional, and organizational factors. Creativity can be unlocked and creative ideas and innovations generated by using any of the creative problem solving techniques given. Once again, brainstorming can bring about this creativity. It starts with a problem statement that is neither too broad nor too narrow. Once the problem statement is prepared, 6 to 12 individuals are selected so that a wide range of knowledge is represented. To avoid inhibiting responses, no group member should be recognized expert in the field of problem. All ideas, no matter how illogical, must be recorded with participants, not being allowed to criticize or evaluate during the brainstorming session. Reverse brainstorming. It is similar to brainstorming except that criticism is allowed. In fact, the technique is used in finding fault by asking the question, in how many ways can this idea fail? Since the focus is on the negative, care must be taken to maintain the group's morale. The process must often involve the identification of everything wrong with an idea, followed by a discussion of ways to overcome these problems. Free association is another way. This technique is helpful in developing an entirely new slant to a problem. First, a word or a phrase related to the problem is written down. Then another and another, with each new word attempting to add something new to the ongoing thought process, thereby creating a chain of ideas ending with a new product idea emerging. Forced relationship. It tries to force relationship among some product combinations. It is a technique that asks questions about objects or ideas in an effort to develop a new idea. Big dream approach. This is coming up with a new idea which the entrepreneur dreams about the problem and its solution, that is thinking big. Every possibility should be recorded and investigated without regard to the negatives involved or the resources required. The ideas should be conceptualized without any constraints until an idea is developed into something that is workable. Product planning and development process. Once ideas emerge from idea source or creative problem solving, they need further development and refinement into the final product or service to be offered. This refining process is known as product planning and development process, which has the following 5 stages. First stage is the idea stage. This is the stage where there is a systematic market evaluation checklist of each new product, which is expressed in terms of chief values, merits, and benefits. Promising ideas can be developed and rejected ideas can be discarded. Need for the product for the company should be assessed. The new product's competitive strengths should be studied. Focus should be on the type of need, its timing, and other related market conditions. Financial analysis also should be studied. The next stage is concept stage. At this stage, the idea is refined and measured for consumer acceptance. Selected respondents are exposed to statements that reflect the physical characteristics and attributes of the product idea. Favorable and unfavorable product features can be uncovered from analyzing consumers' responses, with favorable features being incorporated into the product. The third stage is the product development stage. One tool frequently used in this stage is the consumer panel, in which a group of potential customer is given product samples. The panel can also be given a sample of the product and one or more competitive products simultaneously. Then one of the several methods such as multiple brand comparison, risk analysis, level of repeat purchases, or intensity of preference analysis can be used to determine consumer preference. Test marketing stage. This is the final stage before commercialization in the product. This last step in the evaluation process provides actual sales results which indicate the acceptance level of consumers. Positive test results indicate the degree of probability of a successful product launch and company formation. And the last stage would be the commercialization. In this stage, the product will be launched. It will be commercially available in the market. If all the above stages were carefully followed, commercialization will be a success. In exceptional cases, it was found even though the test marketing stage was encouraging, the launch has resulted in failure. Learning example, how to generate business ideas. Let us look at from one viewpoint, inventing new product or service. Think back 30 years. Was there a huge demand for antivirus software, internet service providers, or desktop computers? No. The key to coming up with business ideas for a new product or service is to identify a market need that's not being met. The clamor for ever-increasing security, for instance, has led to an explosion of new security products and services, ranging from iris recognition missions through home security services. Look around and ask for yourself, how would this situation be improved? Ask people about additional services that they'd like to see. Focus on a particular target market and brainstorm business ideas for services that group would be interested in. To move on to see how an existing product value can be added to it. The difference between raw wood and finished lumber is a good example of putting a product through an additional process which increases its value. But additional processes are not only the only way value can be added. You might also add services or combine the product with other products. For instance, a local farm which sells produce also offers a vegetable delivery service. For a fee, consumers can have a box of fresh vegetables delivered to their doorstep each week. So such ideas can get on generated and developed over a period of time. So that should be the end of our learning for chapter 5, and we should be moving on to topic 6, that is the legal issues for the entrepreneur. Thank you.